Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Crusader Kings 2 Conclave Edition. This is our Irish Spring playthrough, where I am teaching you kind of how to play Crusader Kings 2 from a beginner's perspective. So there have been some changes. As you can see, probably the biggest change that you're going to see is that I now have a webcam set up so you can actually see my face when bad things happen and see my face when good things happen. We have successfully made the move into our new place, so now I actually have a bona fide recording studio. I have an office now, and not just a room that was a child's nursery that got converted into an office. So, still kind of working out some of the audio kinks with it because I think there's a little bit of an echo. And it's not the fact that I have a webcam. The webcam does have a microphone, however, I did take steps to make sure that the webcam microphone was disabled. I think it's just a fact of it's a bigger room, and I'm just going to have to get used to... I may even have to move my desk at this point, so I'm not really too sure what would be the best setup. I really need to do some more research into it. I am planning on getting a green screen set up at some point in time, so if I do that, I may have to move my desk. I don't know. It's all up in the air. It's all crazy right now. So, but we are very, very happy to be in our new location. As of this recording, I don't actually have internet, but I should have internet tomorrow. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get everything set up. I'm going to record a video that can be released when I get my internet back up. Me internet. So anyways, the webcam is a new thing for me. I've ran webcam before whenever I've streamed on Twitch. However, I've never had webcam before for a YouTube video. I think it would be really good to get the green screen set up because, especially in a game like this, because there might be times where I may obscure things that are important. That's why I put myself down in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, is because I feel like that's probably the part of the screen that's the least necessary for the game. So anyways, alright, so what's going on here? Well, I'm just going to kind of take you through what I do every time I load a game back up, because every time you load the game back up, you're going to get all of the alerts that you've dismissed. So I think it's every time you load the game, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good time to go ahead and check back through your alerts. So we can see a reminder here that we have de jure ducal claims on Desmond here, Desmond. We do want to press that claim, but we're not too sure when. So we're going to leave that alert up. Vassal levies raised too long. That was whenever we raised our levies, we decided that we were going to revoke this guy's title, but then we found out that we actually don't have I think the law for it. Yeah. So, oh, what happened was it got rejected. Yeah, it got rejected. So, because our council is empowered at this point, we can see that our council actually controls what? How did that get rejected? Because it's not supposed to. It's actually, it says ruler. It doesn't even say council. I don't understand. Anyways, this leads me to believe that the council shouldn't have even been able to vote on it. Forgot to start my timer. There we go. Oh well, this says that we can attempt to make a law change again on 26 December 1067. However, there have been times before where it's... We'll try. We'll try. We need to get that through so we can revoke this guy's title. So it's not really a big surprise that the council does not want to pass that through, to be honest, because it's very threatening to them. Alright, well, so we will go ahead and dismiss that because that's not really that important. We have an important decision to be made to extort subjects. We know that extortion of subjects is because of our ambition, which is to build a war chest. I recommend never extorting your subjects unless your ruler is really old and has a really secure kingdom, because this is tyrannical. So I would not do it. Okay. So we haven't been playing too awful long. How many troops does this guy have? Because we could attack him. He has 1.2k, and we have 1.6k. Yeah. Well, our options would be we can attack him now and take our chances. Or we could wait until we can hire a mercenary company. We wouldn't need them for very long, so we'd probably only have to wait until we had about 200 gold. So we would really only need the mercenary company to weaken his army. So both of those are valid options. Here's our heir. He's not terrible. Well, actually, he's pretty bad. But for this early in the game, it's not as big of a deal. Oh, wow, okay. We actually have a plot here to revoke this. Unfortunately, nobody's going to back the plot at this point. You can tell that nobody will back the plot because the initial plot power and the possible plot power are both the same. If even the thing is like to revoke this, all we need is 80% plot power, which we have. But you also have to have at least one backer. Doesn't even matter if they're almost just impotent in terms of power. You have to have a backer. So I know that we could not fire off this event because we have to have at least one backer, and nobody will back it because it's only these guys now. They will not back it because they're pretty close. They're pretty close because this guy actually has okay. All right. Well, it's not that far off. They don't like the Earl Ragnvald very well because he's a foreigner. He's a foreigner. So maybe over time. The great thing about starting in Ireland is that you're not in a huge rush. It's not like, it's not really like somebody else is going to rush in here and take you out. Although starting in 1066, England is a great deal. I mean, it's unified. It's a unified England at this point. So you do have to kind of be aware of that because England is probably going to make, well, at the start, they're going to be embroiled in the 100 Years' War, but England will probably end up making a move towards either Wales or towards Scotland. Generally, it seems like they want to go towards Scotland. So what I'm kind of getting at here is the quicker we can get Ireland formed, the quicker we can start our own territorial ambition. So, all right, well, let's unpause and go to speed 5 because there's not a whole lot going on right now other than just, making some money. Okay, we have a pop-up. It says, "My liege, I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed?" So, what this is, the reason we're getting this pop-up is because we assigned our spy master, Domhnall MacAid, to scheme in Ermumain. And the reason that we did that wasn't to blackmail him to keep him out of factions. It was actually to see if we could uncover any plots that he's doing. If we could catch him in a plot, then we would have a valid reason to toss him in prison, which is really what we're looking for. We're so small right now that factions are not even really a thing. So honestly, I would rather just sit on this for now, because if we threaten him, yeah, he'll stay out of factions, but the downside is he'll like us a little bit less, which means he'll give us less levies. So we're just going to do nothing for now. We're just going to sit on it. So a few of you have responded with saying that these videos are helping you, and I'm glad they're helping you. That was definitely my intention. In the past week or so, I've been doing a lot of Crusader Kings 2 streaming and videos, and the thing that the commonality that I'm seeing is a lot of people come into my Twitch channel and they say, this game looks interesting, but I can't wrap my head around it. And I'm just making this to show everybody that it's not really as bad as it seems. You just kind of have to have somebody to point you in the right direction. And hopefully these videos are going to scratch that itch. So here's our marshal, Mayor Ruman of Limerick. My liege, since I arrived at Tuadmumain, there has never been a shortage of soldiers reinforcing the troops stationed there. Under our guidance, they believe fame and fortune awaits them. So what this is a direct result of our marshal being assigned to train troops here. This is the pop-up for levy reinforcements. That's 32% per year. So what happens is we've gained levy reinforcements for 1 year, and that means that our levy reinforcements will get reinforcements at an additional 50% clip. So instead of just reinforcing at 75%, now we're reinforcing at 125%. So it's pretty good. I mean, we're not at max, I don't think. Oh, yeah, actually we are now. So it's kind of wasted, but yeah, whatever. All right, we've got another pop-up for the white stag. This is because of our hunting focus. This is like the creme de la creme event for the hunting focus, where you go after a mythical beast depending on your location in the game. So because we are in Ireland, we go after the white stag. It says, lately you've heard persistent rumors from peasants and travelers in the wilds that a strange mythical beast has been sighted in your realm. It's a white stag, powerful and elusive. The common folk claim it comes from another world, that the hunter claims it will be imbued with divine power. So, in all my time playing Crusader Kings, I have never clicked this. I have no times for dreams and rumors. I mean, I don't know what it would do, but we're going to do this. Because if we can kill it, we can get a nice little title and a bunch of prestige, some martial, so it'd be good. Now, chances of actually killing it are pretty low. Pretty low. It's a little scary only having one son. If something did happen to him, we would probably be trying to get her gone as quickly as possible so that we could marry somebody who actually is fertile. Okay, so this is like a follow-up event to that white stag thing we had. It says, good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white stag in the province of Ermumain. So we're going to saddle our horse. Again, I don't know what the second option would even do. I don't have time for this. What do you think I am? Of course we have time. All we're doing right now is just making money. That's it. So you've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You've saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You are ready to set out to hunt the great white stag. So an epic hunt it shall be. You can see we've gained quite a bit of money. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna wait until we have about 200 gold. And then, unless something has changed, we'll probably declare war, hire some mercs, and we're gonna go crap on this guy. Okay, fruitlessly scouring the countryside, you come upon a small cottage in the wilds. As you knock, an old crone opens. When she sees you and your hunting party, she cackles eerily and says that she has a powerful potion that will make you a stronger hunter, sure to catch any prey. So there are numerous things that can happen when you go after the white stag. You can actually catch the white stag. You can see the white stag, but not catch it. You can have the old crone event where she offers to sell you a potion for 5 gold. There's another event where you can come across like a fair maiden. There's an event where you can come across a hunter. And then there's just like, I think there's also a chance that you can become strong. And there's a chance that you just lose prestige. So, anyways, generally speaking, the safer option here is to do this. No, let's go home. This is fruitless. And that's what I'm going to go with because this guy kind of stinks. Well, actually, maybe we should go after it. This can make you ill, is what it can do. It can make you a stronger hunter, but it can also make you ill. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, if for a new player, I probably would not do this, but if this guy dies, this guy takes over. It's not like we've got a ton of land anyways, so. So as you drink the potion down, soon you start to feel all warm inside. The crone whispers, see, me. You know that this will make you stronger. I can see it in your eyes. Now go, great hunter. You return home, certain in your belief that next time you'll find your prey. It just says this feels good. We'll see. We will see. You've returned to your court. The hunt for this elusive white beast seems fruitless. But there are many more things out there in the wilds. Maybe next time you'll catch your prey. And so the very first time that it happens, even if you don't catch the stag, you do get the white stag eludes me. And that just gives you a permanent +1 to martial. Which is good, because now we're up to 12, which will give us a little bit more troops. So now we're up to, 1,800. He is 1.2 still. Doesn't have any alliances. Doesn't have enough money for mercs. So it's looking like it's probably going to go down. This is a pop that is related to our court chaplain. Improving religious relations in Rome. So what has happened here is his mission to Rome has so far been a success. During his visit to the court of Pope Alexander II, I seem to have managed to make him understand what a benevolent and pious ruler you really are, and he sends his regards. So basically, we have succeeded in buttering up the Pope, which is never a bad thing. And for 2 years, he will have an additional +15 to his opinion of us. So now he should be plus 19. And that can stack multiple times. So that's why we're just going to leave him there. We're going to leave him there and let him keep on tickling the Pope. My liege, my work in Lagan seems to come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening, and forging documents, I've managed to fabricate a claim on the county of Lagan, presently held by Earl Diarmid of Lagan. I leave it up to you whether to use it or not. So this is because our chancellor is fabricating claims. I'm rather surprised because he has a diplomacy score of 5, which means he shouldn't have been able to fabricate anything. As a matter of fact, he has a 3.5% chance per year. He has a greater chance to actually piss the noble off than to fabricate a claim, but he did it. Now, if we use it, we lose 44 gold, and we lose 100 prestige. We get a strong claim on Lagan, and Earl Diarmid becomes furious. If we let it go, we gain 10 piety. So here's Lagan. This is the guy in charge. He has 1.18 troops. He has some packs. Now, I'm probably going to push this. I'm actually going to take this, and the reason I'm going to take this is because his heir is the Earl of Dublin. And if we don't do this, what's going to happen is he's going to inherit both of these, which is going to make him a great deal stronger. So we're gonna use it, and then we're gonna hope that we can get back up to get back up to enough money to hire some mercs. So this will take us down to 150 gold, and we're gonna go negative prestige, but it's worth it. And we need to move him to somewhere new. So I think what makes a lot of sense here would just be to probably fabricate on Osrage, since it's the other part of the duchy. If we look here on County of Lagan, de jure, we can see this is the Duchy of Leinster. Now, this isn't probably a duchy that we're going to want to form, and the reason for that is whenever you become a king, you can only hold 2 duchies under you, or your counts that hold other counties are going to get pissed off at you, and they're going to say you're holding too many elector titles, too many duchies. So ideally what you want to do is you want to find 2 bigger duchies that you can hold yourself, and that's going to add up to pretty close to your domain cap. Well, for us on Ireland, we know that there are a few duchies. There's this duchy, the Duchy of Mumu, which has 3 counties, so that's pretty good. This duchy here has 2 counties. Now, if you wanted to see all of the duchies in Ireland, what you'd have to do is just go to Kingdom of Ireland, and now you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 duchies in Ireland. The ones that are in white with the shield here, those are ones that are already formed. So you can see the Petty Kingdom of Connacht is already formed. We can click on it, and it shows you what the de jure borders of that duchy are. So the de jure borders of this duchy of Connacht are Connacht and Briefny. The current holder of the petty kingdom of Connacht, or the duchy of Connacht, is King Aid of Connacht. If we look, he does not own Briefny, and Briefny does not have a liege lord, so he actually has a de jure claim on Briefny, so he may eventually push that. Now, the other, let's look here, the other duchies in Ireland, Leinster, Meath, and Ulster, are not formed. So let's take a look at them. Leinster is this one, the one that we were just looking at, and it's 2 counties. So we know we want to hang on to this one because it's 3. This one would be 2. That means that we would have a 3-county duchy, a 2-county duchy, and then just a bunch of random singles hanging out. We don't like that. We hit the back arrow. We can see Duchy of Meath right here. Also 2 counties, so not what we're looking for. What about Ulster? Ooh, Ulster is 4 counties. So generally speaking, whenever I'm playing an Ireland game, what I'm going to look to do is I'm going to look to hold this duchy and this duchy while I'm the King of Ireland. That's going to be the play. And that's going to give us 2 duchies and 7 counties in them. Now, just because a county is not in your duchy doesn't mean that you don't want to hold it yourself. However, what you have to be careful there about is if, let's just say, for instance, just an example here, we got a hold of Briefny. Okay, we got a hold of Briefny, and this guy became our vassal. So if we're over Briefny, and this guy, the Duke of Connacht, we'll say we're king of Ireland, okay, because a duke can't have a duke under them. So we're king of Ireland, and this Duke, petty king of Connacht here, Aid, you know, he's our vassal, and we are controlling Briefny personally. You're gonna get a pretty big opinion malice with this guy, -20. And what it's going to be is it's going to be desires the county of Briefny because it de jure belongs to him. So it's never a good idea to hold counties personally under one of your vassals because you're going to engender some resentment there. That's something to keep in mind. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are just going to wait and try to get back up to 200 gold so that we can press this claim on this guy. Now, if for some reason we did not get to press the claim before he inherits, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we'll still have the strong claim. However, it will be harder to press. We'll probably have to grab some of these other counties to make ourselves stronger before we press that claim. If we press the claim and he dies in the middle of the war, he will inherit from him, but I don't think it will invalidate the casus belli. However, it could make him stronger. In fact, it would make him stronger. Like, even if we had wiped out these troops, and all of a sudden he's going to have even more troops to defend with. But we'll see. That's it's kind of hitching the cart ahead of the horse, because we may not even make it. What are you doing, sir? His troops just like suddenly popped up in Lagan. I'm not really sure why. Oh, really? Okay, we've got a Norwegian. Okay, I forget, yeah. Norway starts in that big war with England as well. So, yeah, I have seen Norway take England before, but it's pretty rare. Pretty rare. Okay, we have another one of those martial pops here, so we're reinforcing our troops again. Oh. Stop. Dismiss. 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 That's really annoying. Okay. So I'm just gonna let we're gonna hang out for a little while. We're gonna see what we can do. That was just 20 minutes, so. Now this guy is really old. Isn't he like 77 or something? 75. Holy crap. Okay, we have a child that lacks a childhood focus. Donald McMalachi Ua Bri. I never know how to say that. Ua Brian. Brian. Whatever. If anybody knows how to pronounce that, feel free to let me know. This is my kinsman, his daddy was my nephew. Okay. So that makes him my great-nephew, basically. He is the grandson of my brother. My half-brother, even. So it's even further removed. Regardless, he needs an education, and he is important because he is a kinsman, which means that if we were to go elective, he could still inherit. We could choose him as someone to inherit. But you know what we really want to do here is we want to try to get some kinsmen or some people who have some nice traits. We would love to get some people that were strong. We'd love to get some people that like genius or quick, something that can be passed down. So we're going to go thrift because of curious, and we're going to try our best to make him either quick or genius. I'd take quick. I would take quick, but genius obviously would be preferable. So it shouldn't take too long before we get up to 200 gold. Okay, we've now after you have that white stag event happen the first time, you don't get that huge pop-up. It doesn't happen again. You're just going to get this. And it says, "Good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white stag in the province of Ermumain." So there's a chance every year that this can happen, but it does not have to happen every year. So we're going to saddle up our horse and see what happens. We drank that potion, so maybe. A son was born to Brian McMurchud and Otrida. So this is our son, named Fursu. Unfortunately, he has no traits, but it's always good to have an heir. So we've got our heir of our heir. Oh, see, he died. He died. The border, you can tell because the border is not like a really like angry color. So now this guy is in charge of both those, and he has a bit more levies now. 1.55k. We could probably still take him out, but the thing is, it's like, why would we attack him for one county when we can attack him for one county, and it will be a lot better. But the thing is, once we declare war on this guy, we declare war on this guy, we're not actually going to take this county from him. He's going to become our vassal, which kind of stinks. We'd have to revoke his stuff, and he will not take vassalization because we don't have enough power at this point. He's like, "Oh, you're not that powerful. You're just a little bit more powerful than me," which he's actually right. He's on target. That's why we're going to have to beat him with mercenaries. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You've saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You're ready to set out to hunt the great white stag. So we have raiders. Viking raiders came and landed here, but then they took that right back off. Probably a lot of that has to do with we don't have a lot of money. There's not a lot of... We haven't really developed those counties yet, so we don't have a lot of gold sitting free outside of our fort level. So here's another one of the events. Scouring the countryside for your prey, you come upon a lone rider. As you strike up a conversation, it turns out that he also hunts the same great animal that you are after. His lack of success thus far seems to match yours, but he invites you to talk and share experiences. So depending on your traits, your own traits, you might have some different options here. But generally speaking, the two options that you're always going to get are going to be join me at my court. So then you get a free officer, free courtier, or you can say it's better to hunt alone. Now, if you kind of have an evil character, you can get an option to kill the guy. So I've never done that, but we're gonna go ahead and do this one to get a free courtier, and maybe he might even have some good scores, which would be awesome. You return to court. The hunt for this elusive white beast seems fruitless, but there are many more things out there in the wilds. Maybe next year you'll catch your prey. So apparently whatever the crone sold us wasn't legit, was not the real deal. Let's take a look and see if this guy would be any good for maybe our chancellor position. Well, we definitely got better people than this guy, but if we fire him from the council, he's going to give us less troops, which kind of stinks. So maybe we just wait. I think. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try to get a law passed here to allow for title revocation. Right now we've got 3 opponents, 2 that are undecided. I don't really understand, like, it says revoke titles, ruler. The ruler has full authority on title revocation issues. Oh, okay. I think I understand now. So if that law were to pass, then at that point we would have, you know, full power over it. But since the law hasn't passed yet, the council still gets to vote on it. Yeah. So if we wanted to make sure that this passed, we would probably have to go in here to these opponents, and we would have to buy a favor from them. Which, if we look at our council here, where's our council? We have basically a bunch of holy rollers and 2 pragmatists. So if we like, how much would a favor cost? We could pay 53 gold, but he wouldn't even take it. Request council support. Now this way, basically what this is he's not willing to take gold for his vote, but he is willing to swap a favor for a favor, which is kind of dangerous to me. I'd rather just pay the gold, to be honest, and be on my way. What about you? He wouldn't do it, but he would do this. What about you? He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't even do that. And this is the reason that they won't do some of these is as you can see, it's kind of a factor of how they feel about me, just in general. Oh, he actually would, but it cost 106 gold. That's ridiculous. You do this too. All right, interesting. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, there's not really any point in trying to get this passed because it will not pass. I mean, it just won't pass. Everybody would be in opposition to that. What about this? Jeez, these guys, man. These guys. I want to abolish the council. That's what I want to do. I want to abolish the council. To abolish the council, you have to... What do you have to do? Okay. I'd have to change this. And to change this... okay. I'd have to change this first. So basically, I would have to like wheedle my way further and further and further down. You know, like I'd have to get this, and then I have to get this, and I have to get this. I don't know. Normally, I don't play with the Empowered Council, but in playing with an Empowered Council, it could be fun too. So anyways, they're not going to go for this right now. Not in the least. But that's okay. We can still make it work. Because they would still... They're still fine with this. Everybody was like, yeah, invade him. So, but we are going to have to probably toss around some favors to get that revocation passed. Because that's something that needs to happen. So... Alright guys, well we're going to put a cut in here, and in our next video we're probably going to hire some mercs and war this guy. And then we're going to save up some money probably to try to wheedle our way into the revocation. Because that needs to happen. That really needs to happen. So we're gonna be looking at that. We're going to be looking at ways that maybe we can improve how our vassals feel about us. Like that would also go a long way if they liked us a little bit more. So maybe like feasts. Of course, to feast we have to have like 100 prestige. So, but we're going to be getting some prestige whenever we win the war. We'll get some prestige for that. So I don't know that it'll bring us back above 100, but it should put us back in the positive pretty easily. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And as always, if you have any questions or comments or anything at all, feel free to reach out and contact me in the comments section below this video, or you can also reach out to me in the Facebook group, or also you can reach out via Twitter. I'm tweeting as well, so any of those options are available to you. You should be able to find the links to those things in the additional details section of this video. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and until next time, game on.